What's going on, guys? I'm RSBuilt and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock Redstone tutorial video. We are coming from a relatively new world today as my redstone testing world. There was kind of an issue when I was doing the update videos. I did not back it up because I was not intending to click on it. However, my fat fingers managed to somehow find their way over to it, and I opened it up during having one of the betas that was downloaded. So needless to say, my redstone testing world is now uploaded into a quote newer version of the game, and I'm not able to get back into it until the update drops. So until then, I'm going to be substituting it inside of a different world, most likely this one. However, if you're wondering why we are inside of a different world, that is why. The tutorial that we're going to be building today is inspired by Mumbo Jumbo's design, and this tutorial is going to show you how to basically build what we have here, which is a single staircase that goes into 3 different staircases. If you can look on the back here, you can see we have 3 different staircases to where we can go to 3 different rooms, and you can put this inside of your base to kind of toggle between the 3 of them with having one central way in. Or if you have 3 different bedrooms on top of the other, you can use this to access all 3 simultaneously. Mumbo Jumbo's design does have a door on the outside, however I figured that I would just build this to keep it a small, simple tutorial. And if anybody wants a door on the outside here, I have plenty of doors to choose from on my channel. Check those out, and you can add any of those that you'd like in front of this design here. But the way that it works is you can press the down button if you want to go down, and it will open up the staircase and you can walk down to the room below. If you want to go to the middle room, you just press it up 1, and this will take you to the middle room. And then if you want to go to the top floor there, you hit the up button one more time, and this is going to take you to the top floor here. And then it will stay open until you come back down here and change the button. That way you never get locked inside of it. And if you want to go to any of the other floors, you just toggle up or down, like so. The way that we're toggling through the floors is we're using this setup here. Now this setup only requires 2 outputs for me to toggle. However, this same output, depending on how many non-stackable items you put in here, you can have up to 9 outputs with this circuit. And the more that you go up or down, it will select further up or further down, depending on how many of the buttons that you press, which is a very nice and handy little contraption to allow this triple stairway to work. As you can see here, it's pretty simple on the outside. We do have our circuits that are separated with our different colored wool. This is not necessary to do, however, it does keep the redstone a little bit more organized. That way you're not going to get confused, and you know each color is for another dedicated circuit. So with showing you this, let's jump into the tutorial and get ready to build it. If you are wanting to build this inside of a previous structure, then you're going to need about 7 blocks as far as how deep this thing is, and it's about 13 blocks tall, so it's pretty compact for what it is. And if you need only 2 floors, you can cut part of this off and only have the top in the middle or the bottom in the middle. It just really depends what you need. However, this demonstration I'm going to show you how to build this triple staircase here, and then the height of each one of these are going to be 3 tall on every layer here. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to place down 6 blocks, and you're going to make them 3 blocks wide by 2 blocks deep, just like so. And then you're going to come up by 3 and then place down another floor. On this floor you're going to make this a 2 by 2, break these temporary blocks, and then you're going to come up by 3 more and then make this another 2 by 3. This is pretty much going to be the floors of your setup here. So let's start adding in the staircases now. So we're going to come to this very bottom here. You're going to place down a temporary block, and then stair and stair. Remove your temporary blocks. And then you're going to build this up by 4. So temporary block, stair and stair. And then repeat it 2 more times. So it should look just like that, and you should have 4 stairs going all the way to the top, just like so. Then once you have done that, you want to go to the very top stairs, and right in front of them, you want to take your solid floor blocks, and you want to build this all the way over, and then connect it to here. That way it's a solid floor all the way across. Then at this point you want to build these out by about 4, going in this direction here. Unless you have a pre-existing floor, then you can build it out into that pre-existing floor. And then once you've done that, come back to where your stair here is on the top, and you're going to place 2 stairs here in the opposite direction facing up towards that top. 2 temporary blocks, 2 more stairs, 2 more temporary blocks, 2 more stairs, and then 2 more stairs on the top here as well. Come down here and remove all of your temporary blocks, here, 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 and here. And now it's going to be time to place your pistons in. That's going to actuate all of these. These bottom stairs are going to be stationary. They are not going to move at all. However, you're going to put pistons on these 4 blocks here and these 4 stairs here. So what you want to do is you want to come down here to this middle layer here, and you want to count in 4 blocks from this block here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this block here, this is where our pistons are going to start. So you're going to build this out by 3 with temporary blocks. Remove these 2 temporary blocks and place a piston here, 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 and then 1 more piston here as well. Remove your temporary blocks back there. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. Count back by 4. And then you're going to build this out by 3 with temporary blocks. Remove these 2 temporary blocks and then place a piston here. Remove the temporary blocks and bring 3 more pistons to the right side. Make sure all of these sticky pistons are facing in towards the inside of the block. These 8 pistons here are what's going to retract this floor that I'm standing on, and it's also going to deploy this floor that I'm standing on. So now that we're done with this, we're going to get started on the top layer here, and we have to place down 8 more pistons here to actuate and to retract and redeploy these on top here. So what we want to do now is we want to do the same things to the top stairs here. So we want to place down 3 temporary blocks here. Remove these 2 temporary blocks and place a sticky piston facing in towards that stair. And then we want to place a temporary block, sticky piston, remove that temporary block, sticky piston, remove that temporary block, and 1 more time. Temporary block, sticky piston, remove that temporary block. All of these sticky pistons should line up with those stairs, just like so. And now we want to remove this temporary block and do the same thing on this side as well. So 3 temporary blocks, remove these 2 temporary blocks, sticky piston, then we can remove that temporary block, sticky piston, temporary block, sticky piston, temporary block, and sticky piston, just like so. Again, make sure all of these are lined up with these stairs, just like so. Now that we have done that, it should look just like this. You should have all of your sticky pistons in this order. And it should mirror the same thing on the other side as well. So it should look just like this. After you have done that, you can go ahead and place your floor blocks away for now and grab your 3 different colors of wool. If you don't want to use 3 different wools, it's not necessary. You can use any solid blocks that you really want. However, the wool, like I said before, is just going to keep things more organized and keep the circuit separated to where you know what circuit does what. So, for instance, I'm going to grab my blue wool and I'm going to place a piece of blue wool down on the very back side of this far left piston, and then place down a solid wool block directly below it and remove this temporary block. Then I'm going to bring this over by 3, underlining all 4 of these pistons. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to place a temporary block, permanent block, remove this temporary block, and bring this over by an additional 3, making 4 in total, just like so. So it should look just like this. After you've done that, you want to come to this left piece of wool here and place down a temporary block and a permanent block, and then another temporary block and another permanent block, staircasing it down, just like so. And you want to bring this across and staircase this down, just like you did the other side, until it meets up with this inside of the center. It should come down by 2 and connect just like this. After you've done this, you're going to grab a different color of wool, come all the way up here to the top left piston, and you're going to place a temporary block, permanent block, and you're going to staircase this down underneath each one of these pistons, just like you did the lower pistons. And then do it on the other side as well. So a temporary block, permanent block, remove that temporary block, permanent block, and so forth. Once you have done that, you should have 4 blocks underneath each piston. Now you're going to add one final block to the bottom, keeping this pattern going. So a temporary block, permanent block, and then on the other side, a temporary block and permanent block. So you should have 5 that's kind of going diagonal in the same line as the upper pistons. Then you want to come to the far right side here and add a wool block to the left of this bottom block. And then you want to add a temporary block here, another wool block here, remove that temporary block and bring this all the way across until the corner of this block meets up with the corner of that block, just like so. That's going to complete the layout for that second circuit. Now we're going to start working on the third circuit. So you want to grab your third color wool and you're going to place a piston wool block here and a wool block here, a temporary block here, a wool block here, break that temporary block. Then you're going to bring this over an additional 3, which is going to make it 4 in total, just like so. And then you're going to go to this last piece of blue wool here and place a block down here. So the green stairs down and it's going to connect to the redstone that's on this blue wool, just like so. Then you're going to come to the very top here, and where the second block in is, you want to take 2 more pieces of wool and place one here and one here. It should look just like this once you get done, and that's going to wrap it up for this third wool color. Now you want to grab your piece of glass and place a piece of glass right on the very end of that wool that you just placed down, and it should be perpendicular to the rear corner of that piston, just like so. Once you have done that, you can go ahead and grab your redstone comparator and place it on this piece of glass facing towards that green wool, just like so. And then you can go ahead and grab your redstone repeaters, and you want to place a redstone repeater coming out here, facing towards the direction of the orange wool here. And then you want to go to the top here, and where these 2 top green wool blocks are, you're going to place a repeater here, coming out facing towards the blue, just like so. Once you've done that, we can go ahead and fill this in with redstone. So grab your redstone dust, and you want to place 3 pieces of redstone dust here. Then you want to place redstone down here and line all of these blocks, just like so. And then you want to place redstone here, 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 and here, going all the way up the stairway. Then you want to come down to this orange block here, and we're going to run redstone all the way down, and then back up this all the way to the top. This is going to operate the pistons for this top staircase. And then let's add the redstone dust all the way across these blue wool blocks here. And then stair this down, make sure that you don't miss any blocks until it connects all the way to the top up here. Since the wool transmits the redstone signal, it's going to pass through this block here, energizing this blue wool block and powering the rest of the redstone. So even though it doesn't physically connect, it is going to make a connection and send the signal through. And last but not least, let's not forget a piece of redstone here, and then just do a really quick quality check, make sure that you did not miss any blocks. All of the wool should have redstone dust on top of it. If you miss any of it, then the signal is going to be cut off, and then half of the system's not going to work correctly. Your setup should look just like this. So now we want to drop down here and grab both of our droppers. And then you want to place a temporary block down, jump over here onto the temporary block, and place a dropper underneath you facing up, just like so. Then you want to crouch and place 2 more temporary blocks jump off of there, remove the bottom temporary block, remove this temporary block, and then you want to place a dropper facing down. You want this bottom dropper facing directly up, shooting into this dropper, and you want the dropper that's above facing directly down, shooting into this dropper. Be sure to check all the way around this entire dropper system and make sure that you don't have the output of the dropper facing any direction other than into each other. If they're not facing into each other, it's not going to shuttle the items back and forth, and it's not going to work properly. Now you can go ahead and grab both of your non-stackable items and place both of your non-stackable items in either one of the droppers. And then you want to grab your wall block, whatever block that you're planning on using, on the inside here, and then place 2 blocks of your wall block material on the sides of this dropper here, on the inside next to the staircase. And then you can go ahead and take any stone button that you would like and place 2 stone buttons on the side of it, just like so. Go ahead and do a system test. Press the top button twice and make sure that all of your pistons deploy, just like so. They should all be pushed out. And then you want to press the bottom button 1 time, and your top pistons should pull back all of the stairs. And then press the bottom button 1 more time, and it should pull back all 8 of your floor blocks. Go ahead and try it out. Make sure that you have plenty of room to walk down and walk back up. If you would like, you can go ahead and replace these blocks here with upside down stairs, or you could replace them with upper slabs to make walking up and down them a little bit easier. However, the choice is entirely up to you and whether or not they interfere with your build or not, or depending if you like the look of them better or not. For this demonstration, I'm just going to leave these solid blocks because I have plenty of room to walk underneath them. And then you can check the other 2 floors as well. Press the up button here, and you can see that there's plenty of room to walk through here. And you can go ahead and press the upper button as well, which will take you to the top floor. Since we are on the top floor, now we need to go ahead and construct a roof. So go all the way to the far left block here, and we want to go up by 3 temporary blocks. And then place a floor block here, jump back down, remove these temporary blocks, and build your roof out as well. This roof should be 3 blocks tall, just like the other floors. And now you can go ahead and fill your walls in everywhere that there's not a piston. Then you can go ahead and grab your roof material. For this demonstration, I'm going to use the dark oak, just like I used for the floor material, and just build this across and fill in your roof as well. Just make sure that it's 3 blocks off of the floor, and then fill this in as well, and then stairway it up here, just like so, and then connect it. So it should look just like that. One thing to note down here, you're going to have a little hole here, and if you place a solid block in here, then it is going to cut off that redstone there. So what you can do to keep that from happening is you can place a upper slab of your choice here and a upper slab of your choice here, and then it will go ahead and fill in these blocks on either side as well. So we'll go ahead and hit the button and try to test it out. Hit the bottom button so we can go down a floor. You can see that you can see out here and here. So we can go ahead and crouch and place down a upper slab there and a upper slab there to match the dark oak floor. And you can see it blends nicely. However, there's not much that we can do about this little gap where the stairs are. It's just kind of the nature of the redstone staircase. So if we want to go down 1 more flight of stairs, we can go ahead and hit that down button again, and we can go straight on down through here. Then if we want to go up, go ahead and hit that. We can walk straight across to the second room. And then if we want to go to the top room, just hit that, and we can go to the top room as well. One thing to note about this stairway is I did design this to only be used by one person, so if you're on a multiplayer server and you're down here, if somebody hits a button while you're down here inside of a room and they're up there and this is the only way out, then you're going to get locked inside of here. If you don't want to get locked inside of here and you're on a multiplayer server, then you can just go ahead and grab a sticky piston here, place a sticky piston on this wall facing towards this lower dropper, and then run a switch power to this one here, and you can run your switches to any of the 3 rooms that you would like. And by moving this bottom dropper here, this is going to open up any of the pistons that are closed at the moment and allow you to escape the rooms, just like so. And then whenever you hit the switch again, then you can go ahead and reuse the staircase. However, whenever that's moved, obviously this is not going to work. So make sure that this switch is engaged and your dropper is back in position before you hit any more of these switches. Well guys, that's going to wrap up this Minecraft Bedrock Redstone tutorial. I hope this tutorial really helped you guys out. If you like this video, then please go ahead and hit that like button for me. It really helps out the channel, and it helps people who have not come across my channel find my channel. So if you've liked my videos in the past, I greatly appreciate it. You are helping my channel grow and helping me grow, so thank you. If you really like this video, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the bell notification. That way you get notified each and every time that I upload a new video and a new tutorial. I have a ton of videos on my channel, from Let's Plays to tutorials to updates and tips and tricks. There's something for everybody. Go check it out. I'm sure that you'll love it. If you have any recommendations on something that you would like me to build or design for you, please let me know, and I'll do my best to come up with something for you. Until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.